Morning to midday, calm sleep. It is early morning, in a small, American town, in the 1800s. There is no electricity. No engines. No traffic sounds. The day begins slowly. As the sun rises, a pale orange light touches the wooden houses. Most homes are small, simple, and quiet. Thin smoke drifts upward from stone chimneys, moving lazily into the sky. Inside these homes, people are just beginning to wake. There are no alarm clocks. No buzzing or ringing sounds. Instead, the morning starts with natural rhythms. A rooster calls somewhere in the distance. Floorboards creak softly as someone steps out of bed. Families rise early, not by choice, but by habit. Time in this town is guided by sunlight, not schedules. In the kitchen, a woman adds wood to the stove. The fire crackles gently. Iron pots warm slowly as breakfast is prepared. Meals are simple. Bread baked the day before. A little butter. Sometimes eggs, if the chickens have laid them. Food is not rushed. There is no reason to hurry. Outside, the dirt roads are still empty. They are uneven and narrow, shaped by wagon wheels and years of use. A light breeze carries the smell of wood smoke and damp earth. As the morning continues, the town begins to stir. A shopkeeper unlocks the door to his small general store. The hinges groan quietly as the door opens. Inside, shelves are lined with dry goods. Flour. Sugar. Soap. Simple tools. There is no music playing. No advertisements calling out for attention. Only silence, and the soft sound of footsteps. Nearby, a blacksmith begins his work. The metal shop is already warm. The fire glows bright orange. Each hammer strike is slow and deliberate. Clang, pause, clang. There is no rush to finish quickly. Work follows a steady rhythm. In this town, speed is unnecessary. Mid-morning arrives gently. Children walk toward a small schoolhouse. They carry books tied together with string. The building is plain. Wooden walls. Small windows. Inside, lessons are quiet and repetitive. Reading. Writing. Simple arithmetic. The teacher speaks calmly. Students listen, copying words slowly onto slates. By late morning, the town has fully awakened. A horse pulls a wagon down the road. Its hooves create a soft, steady pattern against the dirt. Neighbors greet one another with slow nods or brief words. There is familiarity here. Many people have lived in this town all their lives. There is little change from day to day. And that sameness brings comfort. As noon approaches, the sun climbs higher in the sky. Shadows shorten. Work pauses naturally. Families prepare for the midday meal. Not large. Not fancy. Just enough. The town settles into a quiet moment of rest. The pace remains slow. The air remains calm. And the day continues, without hurry. Afternoon to night, calm sleep. The afternoon in the small town moves even more slowly than the morning. The sun hangs quietly in the sky. There is no sense of urgency anywhere. Many people return to their work after the midday meal. But the pace remains gentle. In small workshops, hands move carefully and steadily. Wood is shaped. Leather is stitched. Tools are cleaned and put back in their places. Nothing is rushed. Along the dirt road, a few townspeople walk home. Their steps are unhurried. Dust rises softly, then settles again. Shops remain open, but business is light. A customer enters. A short conversation follows. Then silence returns. The sounds of the town are simple. A distant hammer. A wagon wheel is turning, slowly. The rustle of leaves in a light breeze. As the afternoon stretches on, shadows begin to grow longer. The heat eases slightly. Children finish their school lessons and wander home. Some stop to sit under trees. Others help with small chores. There is no entertainment planned. No performances. No bright distractions. Time is filled with ordinary moments. In the early evening, work naturally comes to an end. Tools are set aside. Doors are closed gently. Families gather near their homes. Some sit quietly on wooden porches. Others prepare the evening meal. Cooking takes time. Vegetables are washed. Bread is sliced slowly. The fire is adjusted carefully. The smell of warm food drifts through the air. As the sun lowers, the town grows quieter. Golden light fades into soft gray. Oil lamps are lit one by one. Their flames are small and steady. Inside homes, conversation is low and calm. There is no need to speak loudly. People eat together, unhurried. The day has been long, but not exhausting. After dinner, evening routines are simple. A man sharpens a tool for the next day. A woman sews by lamplight. Someone reads a book slowly, line by line. Outside, the road is nearly empty now. Only the sound of insects can be heard. Crickets begin their steady rhythm. Night arrives gently. Without electric lights, darkness feels deeper and softer. Windows glow faintly from inside the houses. Shadows stretch across the ground. Families prepare for sleep. Water is poured into basins. Hands and faces are washed. The lamps are dimmed. Beds are simple. Mattresses filled with straw or wool. Blankets pulled up slowly. There is no scrolling. No bright screens. Just stillness. As people lie down, the town becomes silent. The kind of silence that feels complete. Only the natural sounds of the night remain. The slow breathing of sleep. The quiet passing of time. And another day, in the small town comes gently to an end. As the afternoon slowly fades, the town begins to grow even quieter. The sun lowers gently in the sky. The light softens, turning warm and dim. Shadows stretch across the dirt roads. They move slowly, without urgency. Work comes to a natural end. Tools are wiped clean, placed carefully back in their places. There is no bell to mark the end of the day. No clock to demand attention. People simply stop working when the light begins to fade. Doors close softly. Never slammed. Only eased shut. Families gather near their homes. Some sit quietly on wooden porches. Others stand near doorways, watching the street. There is little conversation. Only short, familiar words. The air feels cooler now. More comfortable. Inside kitchens, the evening meal is prepared slowly. Vegetables are washed in metal bowls. Water splashes gently, then grows still again. Knives move carefully across cutting boards. A pot is placed on the stove. The fire underneath crackles softly. Nothing is rushed. Dinner will be ready when it is ready. The smell of warm food drifts through the town. It mixes with the scent of wood smoke and earth. As the sun disappears, oil lamps are lit one by one. Each lamp creates a small, steady glow. No bright light. No sharp shadows. Inside the homes, the walls flicker gently with lamplight. Families sit down together to eat. The meal is simple. Quiet. Unhurried. No one is watching time pass. No one is distracted. After eating, dishes are cleaned slowly. Water is poured. Cloth is wrung out. Every sound feels familiar and soft. Outside, the town grows nearly silent. The road is empty now. A single wagon passes once. Its wheels turn slowly across the dirt. Then it is gone. Silence returns. Crickets begin their steady rhythm. One by one. The night air settles gently over the town. And evening continues, calm and unchanged. Noon slowly gives way to evening. The small town becomes quieter with each passing minute. The sun begins its gentle descent. It does not rush. It simply moves, slowly and patiently, across the sky. The light changes. What was once bright becomes soft. What was once warm becomes calm. Long shadows stretch across the dirt roads. They lie still, like dark ribbons on the ground. Nothing feels hurried. Work ends without announcement. There is no bell. No whistle. No final signal. People stop working when their hands feel tired. And when the light feels lower. Tools are wiped clean. A hammer is placed carefully on a wooden bench. A saw is hung on a nail by the wall. Nothing is thrown aside. Everything has its place. Doors close gently. Not slammed. Not rushed. Just eased shut. The sound is soft. Almost lost in the quiet air. Families begin to gather near their homes. Some sit down on wooden porches. The boards creak faintly beneath their weight. Others stand in doorways, resting for a moment before going inside. There is little conversation. A few calm words are exchanged. Simple words. Familiar words. No long discussions. No loud laughter. Just the comfort of familiarity. The air feels different now. Cooler. Lighter. The heat of the day slowly fades away. A gentle breeze moves through the town, carrying soft smells with it. Wood smoke. Dust. Cooked food is beginning to warm. In kitchens across the town, the evening meal is prepared. Slowly. Vegetables are washed in metal basins. Water splashes, then settles. Hands move carefully. Knives cut steadily, without hurry. A pot is placed on the stove. The fire underneath crackles quietly. Flames rise and fall at their own pace. Nothing is rushed. Dinner will be ready when it is ready. No one is watching the time. The smell of food begins to drift through open windows. It moves slowly through the air. Warm. Comforting. Bread is sliced carefully. Portions are modest. Nothing is wasted. As the sunlight fades further, lamps are lit. Oil lamps. One by one. Each lamp creates a small circle of light. The glow is soft. Never harsh. Shadows stretch gently across the walls. Families sit down together. The meal begins without ceremony. No one speaks loudly. Chewing is slow. Movement is unhurried. There is time. After the meal, the dishes are cleaned. Water is poured into basins. Plates are rinsed. Cloth is wrung out slowly. The sounds are gentle. Familiar. Reassuring. Outside, the town grows even quieter. The dirt road is nearly empty now. A single wagon passes through. Its wheels turn slowly. Hooves create a soft, steady rhythm. Then it disappears into the distance. Silence returns. As darkness deepens, night insects begin their chorus. Crickets call out, one by one. Their rhythm is steady. Unchanging. The air feels still. The town seems to rest. Everything feels complete. The evening stretches on. Quiet. Slow. Peaceful. And falling asleep. A slow day in an 1800 small town. Night has fully settled over the small town. The sky is dark now. Not bright. Not dramatic. Just deep and quiet. Without electric lights, the darkness feels thick and gentle. The houses no longer stand out clearly. They rest quietly together, shapes against the night. Most windows are dark. A few still glow softly from oil lamps left burning low. Inside those homes, voices have faded. There is no conversation now. No movement. Only stillness. Families prepare for sleep in simple ways. Water is poured into small basins. Hands are washed slowly. Faces are wiped clean. These actions are unhurried. There is nowhere else to be. Lamps are turned down. Not blown out suddenly. The flame is adjusted. Lower. Smaller. Until it becomes a faint glow. Shadows on the walls grow long and soft. Beds are modest. Wooden frames. Mattresses filled with straw or wool. Blankets are pulled up gently. People lie down slowly. There is no rush to sleep. Sleep will arrive on its own. Outside, the town rests. The dirt road is empty. No wagons pass now. No footsteps are heard. Only the quiet breathing of the night remains. Crickets continue their steady song. They do not hurry. They do not stop. Their sound blends with the cool air. Far away, an owl calls once. Then everything is still again. Inside the homes, breathing slows. Bodies relax into the beds. Muscles loosen. Thoughts fade. There is no late-night work. No glowing screens. No pressing concerns. Tomorrow will be much the same as today. And that is comforting. Sleep comes gently. Not all at once. First, stillness. Then calm. Then rest. The town is asleep now. Every house. Every road. Every quiet corner. Time moves, but no one notices. And as you continue listening, or as you drift into sleep, this slow day in the 1800s comes softly to an end. Fully settled over the small town. The sky is dark and wide. There are no bright lights rising from the ground. No glowing streets. No shining windows everywhere. Only darkness. A calm, gentle darkness that feels natural. Without electricity, the night feels deeper. More complete. More still. The houses no longer stand out clearly. They blend softly into the shadows. Simple shapes resting quietly together. Most windows are dark now. A few still hold a faint glow. Oil lamps turned low. Barely bright enough to light a corner of a room. Inside those homes, movement has stopped. There is no conversation. No footsteps moving from room to room. No doors opening or closing. Only silence. A soft, comfortable silence. Families prepare for sleep in slow, familiar ways. Water is poured into small metal basins. The sound is gentle. Then stillness again. Hands are washed carefully. Faces are wiped with cloths that feel cool and clean. There is no hurry. There is nothing left to do. Oil lamps are adjusted. Not blown out suddenly. The flame is lowered little by little. Turned down. And down. Until it becomes a small, quiet glow. Shadows on the walls stretch longer. They move slowly, then stop. The room grows dim. And calm. Beds are simple and humble. Wooden frames that do not move. Mattresses filled with straw or wool. Blankets are pulled up slowly. Adjusted carefully. People lie down without rush. They turn slightly to find a comfortable position. Then they become still. Sleep is not forced. Sleep is allowed to arrive. Outside, the town is completely at rest. The dirt road is empty. No wagons pass. No hooves strike the ground. No voices carry through the air. The town feels as though it is holding its breath. Crickets continue their steady song. Their rhythm is unchanging. Soft. Predictable. The sound spreads evenly through the darkness. Somewhere far away, an owl calls once. The sound drifts. Then fades. Silence returns. Inside the homes, breathing slows. In. And out. In. And out. Bodies sink gently into the beds. Muscles relax without instruction. The tension of the day quietly disappears. Thoughts become fewer. Images fade before they can fully form. The mind grows heavy. There is nothing to plan for tonight. Nothing that needs attention. Tomorrow will arrive in its own time. There is no late night work in this town. No glowing screens. No artificial light pulling the eyes open. Darkness is respected here. It signals rest. The night continues, steady and unchanged. Time passes quietly. Almost without notice. Hours move forward, but nothing interrupts the stillness. The town is asleep now. Every house. Every road. Every quiet space between buildings. The earth feels calm beneath everything. And as you continue listening, or as your breathing slows, and your thoughts drift further away, this slow day in the 1800s gently comes to an end. There is nothing more to do. Nothing more to hear. Only rest. Only quiet. Only sleep. A slow day in an 1800 small town. The night is very deep now. Not the kind of night that feels empty, but the kind that feels full of rest. The sky above the small town is completely dark. There are no glowing lights reaching upward. No movement to draw attention. Only stillness. A stillness that feels steady and reassuring. The town no longer feels awake. It feels settled. As if everything has found its proper place. The houses stand quietly, unchanged. Their doors are closed. Their windows are dark. They are not waiting for anything. They are simply resting. Inside the homes, sleep has grown heavier. Breathing is slow and steady. Even. Unforced. There is no tossing. No restlessness. Bodies are warm beneath blankets. Comfortably still. The simple beds do their work quietly. Outside, the dirt roads lie undisturbed. No wagons pass. No footsteps appear. The marks left during the day remain untouched. They will still be there in the morning. There is no reason to worry about them now. The insects of the night continue their gentle rhythm. Crickets sing at an even pace. Not loud. Not demanding. Their sound blends into the darkness. It becomes part of the silence instead of breaking it. The air feels cool. Not cold. Just cool enough to feel comfortable. A light breeze moves slowly through the town. It passes between buildings, along fences, across fields at the edge of town. Nothing resists it. Far beyond the houses, the land rests as well. Fields lie quiet. Trees stand still. Their leaves barely move. Nature seems to breathe softly alongside the town. Time continues to pass, but it no longer matters. There are no clocks being watched. No hours being counted. Night is not measured here. It is simply experienced. In the homes, dreams begin to form. They are slow dreams. Unclear dreams. Images rise gently, then fade again. Nothing sharp. Nothing urgent. Just a sense of calm drifting. Sleep deepens. Breathing slows even further. Muscles are completely relaxed now. There is no tension left from the day. Work is finished. Thoughts are finished. Only rest remains. The silence grows thicker. Not heavy, but soft. Like a blanket settling gently over everything. Even the night sounds grow quieter. The insects pause between calls. The breeze softens. Long moments pass where nothing can be heard at all. These pauses feel natural. Comforting. The town feels protected by the darkness. Hidden from worries. Hidden from demands. Nothing can reach it right now. Deep night continues. Steady. Unchanging. The kind of night that allows the body to rest fully. The kind of night where time feels distant. Inside every house, sleep holds firmly. There is no waking. No need. Tomorrow will arrive slowly, just like every other day. The town does not fear the morning. It is used to waiting. Morning always comes when it is ready. For now, the night remains. Deep. Quiet. Still. Breathing continues. In. And out. Slow. Even. Each breath relaxes the body further. Each breath makes sleep deeper. Thoughts drift farther away. Any remaining awareness gently fades. Listening becomes effortless. There is nothing to follow. Nothing to focus on. The quiet holds everything together. The houses. The roads. The fields. The sleeping town. Nothing changes. And that is peaceful. The hours continue to pass unnoticed. The night stays calm. The town stays asleep. And as the silence stretches on, as the sounds fade into stillness, this small town in the 1800s remains wrapped in rest. Secure. Quiet. Unmoving. There is nothing left to describe. Nothing left to do. Only sleep. Deep sleep. Deep, continuous sleep. The night continues without interruption. Nothing changes. And that sameness is calming. The town remains perfectly still. No lights appear. No sounds rise suddenly. Everything stays as it is. Settled. Quiet. At rest. The houses seem to breathe slowly. Not with movement, but with presence. They stand where they have always stood. Unmoving. Unconcerned. Inside, sleep grows even deeper. Breathing remains slow and steady. In. And out. Each breath is calm. Each breath feels heavier than the last. The body no longer needs instruction. It knows how to rest. Thoughts have fully drifted away. There are no clear images now. Only faint impressions. Soft and distant. They come. And then gently dissolve. The night air is cool and steady. It moves so slowly it is barely noticed. Windows remain closed. Curtains hang still. Nothing stirs. The insects of the night continue at a quieter pace. Their sounds are spaced farther apart now. Long stretches of silence appear between each gentle call. The silence does not feel empty. It feels full. Time passes, but there is no awareness of it. Minutes blend together. Hours do the same. There is no difference between now and a moment ago. And that is peaceful. Sleep deepens again. Muscles feel heavy. Arms rest fully. Legs sink into the bed. There is no effort needed to remain still. Stillness happens naturally. The night holds the town in place. Nothing can disturb it. No sudden noise. No urgent need. Everything waits quietly for morning. Even the land beyond the town rests deeply. Fields lie motionless. Trees stand calm. Nothing moves through them. The earth itself feels asleep. Breathing continues. Slow. Even. Unnoticed. Each breath keeps sleep smooth and unbroken. Awareness fades further. Listening becomes softer. Words turn into gentle sound. Meaning is no longer needed. The quiet becomes constant. Like a wide, calm sea without waves. Nothing pulls attention. Nothing demands focus. Sleep remains strong and steady. There are no dreams to follow. No thoughts to return to. Only rest. The town remains unchanged. The night remains deep. Everything stays exactly as it should be. And so the silence continues. Unmoving. Unbroken. Calm. There is nothing else happening. Nothing else arriving. Neutral deep sleep narration, repeat friendly. Nothing is changing now. And that is exactly how it should be. The night remains the same. Quiet. Still. Unmoving. There is no beginning here. And no ending. Only continuation. The small town stays at rest. The houses remain dark. The roads remain empty. Nothing appears. Nothing fades away. Everything simply is. Silence rests evenly across the town. Not sudden. Not complete. Just calm and constant. Inside the homes, sleep continues naturally. Breathing stays slow and steady. in, and out. Without effort. Without awareness. The body remains relaxed. There is no movement. No need to turn. No need to adjust. Comfort has already been found. Thoughts are distant now. So distant they no longer form. There are no images to follow. No ideas to hold. The night air remains cool and balanced. Not warm. Not cold. Just comfortable. Time continues to pass quietly. But there is no sense of time. Moments do not feel different from one another. And that sameness feels safe. The town does not expect anything. It waits calmly. As it always does. Nothing new arrives. Nothing leaves. Breathing continues. Slow. Even. Each breath blending into the next. The quiet remains unchanged. There are no sudden sounds. No interruptions. Only a steady calm. Sleep remains deep. Not heavy. Not shallow. Just deep enough to rest fully. Awareness stays dim. Listening grows softer. Words lose their shape. Sound becomes background. The town remains as it is. Still. Silent. Protected by the night. Nothing moves forward. Nothing moves back. Everything stays gently in place. The silence continues. Even. Neutral. Unbroken. Breathing continues. In. And out. Without focus. Sleep remains undisturbed. There is no reason to wake. There is no signal to follow. The night continues exactly the same. Calm. Quiet. Endless. Nothing changes now. And nothing is changing now. And nothing needs to. The night remains calm and steady. Not darker than before. Not lighter than before. Exactly the same. The small town stays quiet. The houses remain still. The roads remain empty. Nothing arrives. Nothing leaves. Silence rests gently everywhere. Not sharp. Not complete. Just soft and constant. Inside the homes, sleep continues naturally. Breathing is slow. Even. Unnoticed. In. And out. Each breath blending into the next. The body remains relaxed. There is no tension anywhere. Shoulders are loose. Hands are still. Legs feel heavy and supported. Everything rests where it should. Thoughts no longer form clearly. They do not try to appear. If something rises, it fades before becoming real. The night air remains balanced. Neither warm nor cool. Comfortable. Neutral. Time continues quietly. But it has no meaning here. Moments feel the same as moments before. And that sameness is reassuring. The town does not expect morning. It does not wait impatiently. It simply rests. Nothing new begins. Nothing ends. The silence continues evenly. Like a wide, calm surface without waves. Nothing disturbs it. Breathing remains slow. In. And out. No effort required. Sleep stays deep and steady. Not drifting. Not shifting. Just resting. Awareness is distant now. So distant that sound becomes texture. Words become soft shapes. Meaning is no longer needed. The town remains unchanged. Protected by the night. Held gently in stillness. Nothing moves forward. Nothing falls behind. Everything stays where it is. The quiet continues. Constant. Neutral. Unbroken. Breathing continues. Slow. Rhythmic. Each breath pulling relaxation deeper. The body sinks further into rest. The bed feels supportive. Stillness feels natural. The night remains exactly the same. Calm. Quiet. Stable. There is no signal to wake. No reason to shift. No change to notice. The silence holds everything. The houses. The roads. The resting town. Nothing happens. And that is peaceful. Sleep remains undisturbed. Uninterrupted. The night continues. Even. Steady. Endless. Nothing changes now. Nothing needs attention. Nothing asks to be followed. Only quiet. Nothing is changing now. And that is exactly how it should be. The night remains the same. Quiet. Still. Unmoving. There is no beginning here. And no ending. Only continuation. The small town stays at rest. The houses remain dark. The roads remain empty. Nothing appears. Nothing fades away. Everything simply is. Silence rests evenly across the town. Not sudden. Not complete. Just calm and constant. Inside the homes, sleep continues naturally. Breathing stays slow and steady. In. And out. Without effort. Without awareness. The body remains relaxed. There is no movement. No need to turn. No need to adjust. Comfort has already been found. Thoughts are distant now. So distant they no longer form. There are no images to follow. No ideas to hold. The night air remains cool and balanced. Not warm. Not cold. Just comfortable. Time continues to pass quietly. But there is no sense of time. Moments do not feel different from one another. And that sameness feels safe. The town does not expect anything. It waits calmly. As it always does. Nothing new arrives. Nothing leaves. Breathing continues. Slow. Even. Each breath blending into the next. The quiet remains unchanged. There are no sudden sounds. No interruptions. Only a steady calm. Sleep remains deep. Not heavy. Not shallow. Just deep enough to rest fully. Awareness stays dim. Listening grows softer. Words lose their shape. Sound becomes background. The town remains as it is. Still. Silent. Protected by the night. Nothing moves forward. Nothing moves back. Everything stays gently in place. The silence continues. Even. Neutral. Unbroken. Breathing continues. In. And out. Without focus. Sleep remains undisturbed. There is no reason to wake. There is no signal to follow. The night continues exactly the same. Calm. Quiet. Endless. Nothing changes now. And nothing needs to. Absolute stillness. Final end, calm fade into silence. Nothing changes. Nothing shifts. Nothing asks for attention. The night remains exactly as it is. Steady. Quiet. Unmoving. There is no difference between moments now. Each one feels the same as the last. And the same as the next. The small town stays at rest. Dark windows remain dark. Empty roads remain empty. There is no movement anywhere. The air is balanced. It does not cool. It does not warm. It rests evenly around everything. Inside every house, sleep continues naturally. Breathing stays slow. Soft. Unnoticed. In. And out. Each breath blending into silence. The body remains completely at rest. No tension. No discomfort. No urge to move. The bed supports quietly. Without pressure. Without change. Stillness feels familiar now. Like it has always been this way. Thoughts no longer form. They do not connect. They do not continue. If anything appears, it dissolves immediately. Without effort. Without notice. Awareness stays distant. Soft. Almost absent. Sound fades into background. Background fades into quiet. Quiet settles into nothingness. The town remains unchanged. No clocks tick loudly. No distant sounds appear. Nothing interrupts the calm. There is no sense of time. No before. No after. Only continuation. Breathing remains steady. Slow. Even. The chest rises. The chest falls. Without awareness. Nothing needs focus. Nothing needs understanding. The night does not deepen. It does not brighten. It simply remains. Comfort is constant. Nothing improves. Nothing fades. The silence feels wide. Open. Protective. The body sinks deeper into rest. Without intention. Without effort. Muscles stay loose. Joints stay relaxed. There is no resistance anywhere. Sleep remains deep. Stable. Unbroken. Awareness fades further back. Listening softens. Meaning dissolves. Words lose shape. Tone becomes texture. Texture becomes quiet. The town remains asleep. Every house. Every road. Every corner. Nothing stirs. Nothing signals change. The night holds everything gently. Without pressure. Without direction. Breathing continues. In. And out. Moments feel identical. There is no variation. And that sameness feels safe. Nothing arrives. Nothing leaves. The silence remains even. Smooth. Uninterrupted. The body remains still. Comfortable. Supported. There is no reason to wake. No cue to move. No signal to notice. Rest feels complete. Whole. Unfinished and unending. The night remains present. Holding everything softly. Sound continues to fade. Not disappearing suddenly. Just thinning. The words grow quieter. Further apart. Less distinct. Pauses become longer. Gentler. Breathing remains. Slow. Natural. Stillness deepens. But without change. The town rests on. Unmoving. Unaware. There is no conclusion to notice. No ending to mark. Only calm remains. Only rest remains. Only sleep continues. Nothing changes now. Nothing needs to. The quiet stays. Wide. Soft. Endless. The final sound fades gently. Not into silence. But into continued stillness.